go. We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the playground. I'm Pixie Phoenix. I'm a full-time variety streamer here on Twitch. And tonight you're joining us for some live action role-playing fun as we jump back into Mothership. And I may have just realized I think I got our session number wrong, so I'm going to correct that.
Session 6?
6, yeah. That's what happens when I copy paste and just blow through stuff. But how's everybody in chat doing? Thank you for sticking with us through that long intro. We're still waiting for Martha to jump in. I'm joined tonight by Knox, our storyteller, and Zack, who's playing Jim tonight. How are we doing, guys?
Well, I'm doing better now that I'm rocking, a mic you can hear me with. I'm really sorry to all of our viewers. I often have to go back and re-listen to stuff for our recaps, and I've been using like a headset mic, and it's just been the volume levels have been kind of atrocious. So I went out and thanks to Amazon Prime Day, got myself a HyperX Quadcast S, which just sounds, when I say...
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but I want it.
Well, I was going to say, when I said that, I feel like from the scene with from Soldier Boy with the boys, when they're like, do you know what GPS or Bluetooth or the internet is? And he's like, you're just making words
up. You're just making words up.
Yeah, voice was good.
But yeah, it is really good. And yeah, it was really good. It took a minute. I felt like the season was a little, it took a minute to kind of get started.
Yeah.
Like the last couple ones were fine. And then this one, it took like 3 or 4. But once Jensen got on there, then it was a lot more interesting.
For me, though, the ending was a bit predictable. Like, once they pulled the son back into the story, I'm not going to get into specifics and spoilers, but we all know, we've all seen the trailers, the kid is back in the story. Yeah. And just other notes, like, you could pretty obviously see that they weren't even going to try to redeem MM's ex's white guy. I felt like they didn't even try to do a redemption story. They were like, nope, he's white. Make him hate on everything.
No. He went full. He went full January 6th.
Yeah. So
yeah, the
parts
one
were
thing
predictable.
The one thing that I was, I guess, I wish that they hadn't done it that way, but I feel like the way that they did it with Maeve and Soldier Boy, like that just felt kind of like a cop out. Like they were like, "Oh, we can't kill them." But otherwise, I mean, I thought it was well worth the price of admission. And what other show on TV can you watch that doesn't have an X rating where you can watch somebody get basically shotgunned with like 6 gallons of semen?
Those are only the parts that I just like. I start to tune out when things are just gratuitous.
First episode when the one guy got like blown up from inside the urethra because the other guy sneezed.
It just like I just like start going, okay, this is just for shock value.
I mean, a lot of the boys in general, even from the comic book, was just for shock value.
With the graphic novels, it was a lot of shock value stuff in the books. I only got through the first volume. That was what a friend had loaned me. But yeah, I was waiting for why it took so long for them to introduce the Temp V, because that was introduced pretty quickly in the first comic. Like the Temp V was, they're straight ahead, but the series seemed to shy away from that until now, 4th season.
And apparently they're bringing back Black Noir for the next season. It's just going to be somebody else putting the costume on.
Ah, okay.
Well, it makes sense. He's not going to want to lose face over killing him, so of course, pass the mantle.
Yeah, I am curious because for those who have actually seen or read The Boys, like the full series, you know that Black Noir plays a very important part in the end of it, and so
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
I'm curious as to how they're going to rectify that.
Oh, Ravenhawk says space horror time. Yeah.
Yeah, this next section, this next couple of sections will be
No
a little.
spoilers. We've been trying to speak in generalities, and we're fleshing in things with the comic book. So hopefully that doesn't. But I mean, you kind of expect that at some point everybody's gonna die, like whether they come back or whether they whatever. Like it's the boys; they're gonna take any excuse to, even if it's a flashback scene or something like that. They seem to like to take that element and just like, okay, how can we fuck this character over?
The one thing for me that I'm really hoping that they do differently. For those people out there who have read The Boys, you know that it ends on a fairly, I guess you could say, bleak point for a lot of them. I kind of hope that the boys themselves end up getting better ends. Not so much any of the people from VOD, but
Yeah.
fuck them. But it would be there are definitely a couple characters in The Boys that I think they do better on the show than they did in the comics, and it would be a bit of a tragedy to watch them go the way that they did in the comics. Although they didn't do that with Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy in the comics was way different than what the character that Jensen Ackles played.
I think so far my favorite this season has been Frenchie's through line.
Yeah,
I really like Frenchie's story.
I feel like in the first season he was just kind of a tool when he was needed, but then like this season, I felt like you got a bit more complexity to his character.
And I would say the same thing for his I guess girlfriend now. I can't even.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like that,
their storyline together, I think was done really well.
Well, that's what that's what I meant, because it is so much they are together. Like they, I didn't mean to dismiss her, just that. Yeah. It's like the Avengers stuff and changing why Thanos did what he did. Yeah, they don't always keep to the source material, that's for sure.
Yeah, I given the changes with Thanos and the source material, I understand why, as that would have been exceptionally cheesy to see on screen. It would have also played directly into Deadpool since they got married later.
Sometimes that's cool when people change things from the comics to explore different reasons as to why characters do what they do. Yeah, it's like a lot of times it'll give it more depth than sometimes the just dumb shit that gets written into some comics. Go.
Speaking of comic books, I guess the I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had time, but I guess the big surprise from Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah.
The show is that's how they're introducing the mutants.
That's what I heard.
Sort of.
I had to look at Zack. I was like, did my ears just deceive me? I know I heard the first 4 chords.
That definitely seemed like the way they're going to start introducing it. But yeah, it did happen. I'll try to be spoiler free. It happened at the mid to end of the last episode.
Yeah,
and then there was more spoiler stuff to go, including like the after credit scenes, which are pretty interesting too. So, but
That was
Yeah,
so
I don't want to
hilarious.
spoil it for people who haven't
Yeah,
watched it
stick
before,
around all through the
it's
credits of the very
definitely worth
last
watching.
episode. Stick through the credits from that very last one. I promise you, it's worth it.
I know it's not getting good ratings out there, but honestly, we've enjoyed it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been a
I loved
solid
it.
series all the way through. So,
Speaking of Disney Plus series, my wife and I binged Obi-Wan last week.
Nah.
And so because it was funny because we binged that, and then she decided, she was like, well, now I want to go back and rewatch. We never saw Star Wars the ninth, the whatever, because it was like the reviews on it were so bad, and the leaks were like, when we heard leaks about what was in it, we were like, this sounds like hot garbage. And it was complete garbage. But then she went back and did not the original, not 4, 5, 6, but the original trilogy 1, 2, 3. And
why put yourself through that?
I don't know why, but we she watched 1 and 2, and then I came in for 3. And by the time that it was done, like, we looked at one another, we were like, they just could have done Obi-Wan. Like, they could have just done that. And
here's the best thing, though. If I can ever find a clip, if it was ever clipped out of the episode. So the guys that we watch that riff movies here, they did the episode 1 with the pod racing.
Right.
They overlaid the whole pod racing scene with Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, Jesus.
And it works so well.
Wow.
And it was so long, they actually had to speed up the film just so that that fucking long scene would end by the time the whole song of Sabotage ends. It was I laughed so hard I almost had like an asthma attack. It was hard.
No, I agree. I have mixed feelings about the series in general, but having played Fallen Order, like it was really nice to see, like, you know, one of the places that you visit in Fallen Order also show up on screen, because like that whole like Imperial prison area first showed up in Fallen Order, and you had to escape from it then. And then to watch, you know, them having to escape from it in this time area, you're like, ooh, I had to do that in a video game. You know? So that was kind of like one of the cool things for me, was like, oh yeah, I remember escaping this place.
Ravenhawk says, I like some parts of 1 through 3 and 7 through 9, but other parts I like them as much as Anakin likes sand.
Yeah, it's just
well said.
And that was the other thing that, like, I didn't realize, and after watching it, so like they make it out like in all of the movies or in the shows, like the whole thing between Obi-Wan and Anakin, where he died, or where, you know, Vader was born, it was just that, it was one-on-one. But in the movie, like, there's tons of things. There's droids running around. There's people running around. There's people out on the Molten River who are doing shit. Who are like, that was the, you know, we were laughing
You're
about
the masters of CG. You couldn't just overlay that shit.
Well, and that was the thing that we were laughing about, is that we were like, there's some guy out on Mustafar who's like, it's all a conspiracy. I know who he really is. I was there. Somebody's like, sure, Grandpa, put you back out on your chair. They don't, but it's literally never mentioned. Like, there were a ton of people there.
And not until like halfway through this conversation do I realize I'm wearing my Yoda shirt. But I have so many nerdy shirts on any given day, there'll be a callback.
Yeah, right. You want to talk Doctor Who? Come on.
Yeah. I was wearing my Tetris shirt Tuesday, and it's white, and I was doing great. Didn't get anything on the shirt till dinner. Decided to like bubble up and splash my white shirt. And without even thinking, I just run to the sink and like start stretching the shirt out to like start getting some water on it. Not realizing like, oh, I should have taken this off first. First instinct, save the shirt. How are you? How are you, Miss Martha? No
I don't know
headphones
if
yet.
she has headphones yet.
Check.
We can hear you.
Yes.
Did we remember to charge the headphones?
No. We
Got new
totally didn't.
headphones.
It's my little pods. I'll be right back. 1 second. Realize how like incredibly popular it is.
Dog says I'll be right back too.
No worries there.
I'm here. Come on. Come on. There you go.
Pixie just took 93 damage. Damn. That's
What?
the way to start
Shut
the-
your face.
How?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think we're getting it figured out. We'll get there eventually.
Oh my god. Sorry, you guys.
No problem. Oh.
Oh.
Well, shall we do a small recap for everybody tuning in?
That would be very cool.
A very, very tiny android sneaks into your urethra and sneezes. You take 93 damage.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, it's what is it, episode 1?
I know.
Turned on the AC because I'm, of course, in the hottest room of the house.
Mm,
And my dad, who is 78, is in the coldest room of the house. He tends to get cold and I tend to get hot. So this is exactly a perfect solution. This is
switch
a perfect
rooms.
setup for all of us. Dude, I've been talking about it since 2019, 2020.
So not that long. So when our crew, who has now been stuck on the deep for days and is starting to have exhaustion set in. Last session, they navigated from Maintenance Landing through a surprising number of different maintenance sections, maneuvering through furnaces, through freezers, a zero-G gym, heading through
Now we're
condensation
at
walls.
Silas's.
And after running around on the 3rd floor, they finally made it to decontamination, where before anything else happened, they watched another diver meet a very unfortunate end while a very chatty AI talked a lot of shit to their dying body. Having maneuvered through decontamination, listening to Silas's instructions, he has introduced himself. And with that, we start session 6. As you have passed through decontamination, the chute that you walk through is 0G and basically just kind of sucks you down to the 4th floor. It is, once you're here, it is a drastic difference from the previous floor. It is lit. There is light everywhere. And there is also gravity. It's not perfect, but it's probably 95% of your expected gravity. The room that you end up in is covered in soft white padding everywhere, which gives, as you fall from the chute into decontamination, gives you kind of a nice landing spot instead of, immediately slamming straight into steel walls or anything like that. You have your gear. You have in your sealed vac bags, you have your decontamination suits on. What do you do now that you are in a completely new area?
I guess just take a look around and kind of just see what this room has to hold.
I thought the last thing that happened on our last game was that Silas introduced himself.
Mm-hmm. And then once you pass through decontamination, this is where you ended up.
In his space, right?
We fell down
not...
a chute.
Oh.
So we're actually kind of lower level now.
So
Notice
we
we
didn't
were
actually
41A, but now we're 33A.
I don't see the map.
Oh.
You have to zoom out a little bit. It's at the bottom.
I'm it's annoying.
Yeah, the map sizes are all very, very different. This is the smallest of them.
Okay. So wait, I'm a little lost. I thought we ended up in Silas's room and he introduced himself. I thought we were gonna and then we just fell down a chute once we got there.
So once you pass through pass through decontamination, yes, you go through the chute.
Okay. And then okay. Okay.
Find the map. Did you find the map yet?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to piece it together.
So there are 3 separate doors out of here, and of course there's also the zero grav chute back to decontamination. You have 2 of the doors are just doors you can head through. The door on the north is actually sealed and locked. So
how? Like, what kind of a locking mechanism is it that's keeping the door locked?
It's just an airlock.
Okay.
So, where do you guys head?
Do we see any evidence of anyone else here previously, or anything like that, or?
No, this particular room is very, very clean. The padding is in good order here. Okay. The speaker boxes that are on the walls are whole and hearty.
Anything else that we see in the white fluffy room?
First of all, have we changed out of our suits and gotten our gear back together?
No, you are still in the decontamination suits and still have your bags full of gear.
Yeah, first thing, I'm getting my shit back together.
When you start to take decontamination, the speaker boxes perk up and say, "You are going to ruin everything. Leave those on."
Okay. Looked like a nice clean environment. Sorry.
It is a very nice clean environment because people keep it clean.
God damn, it's not like I'm going to turn around and take a shit on your floor, man.
You would be surprised. The guy before you would have.
Fair.
I'm not it, but all right. What's next step then?
What do we do next?
Suggestions, speaker, and voice in the
wall,
in the ether.
There's a long pause, and then it says, "I'm not quite sure. How are things out there? Are things still going to shit?"
Always.
"I'm confined to this floor. I wouldn't know. I don't want to be confined to this floor. I would love to be anywhere else." anywhere else, but I'm here.
Who are you? Uh,
Why are you confined to this floor?
where are you?
So, well, I mean, this is my floor. This is where I am in charge of making things perfect. Finishing touches, as it were.
Are you also the floor, or do you have a different form?
I may have a different form. That's a very personal question.
Sorry, I just like to get to know who I talk to.
Well, since it sounds like you're treating this like it's a dating exercise, I'm not available. But thanks anyways.
Just
Somebody's
a curious
flattering
person.
himself.
I'm very flatterable. I'm perfect. So what else is out there? What's
Another
going on?
AI.
How's the rest of the station doing? Everything still going to shit?
I mean, it depends. It could be a different flavor of shit, but it's definitely shit out there.
We're kind of new here, so I'm not sure what your flavor of shit is, you know? What the normal flavor of shit is.
I'm supposing that you've had the misfortune of running into Monarch.
And Minotaur and the children.
Ooh, you made it to the Minotaur. That's interesting. That's very interesting. How is the redheaded stepchild?
Like every redheaded stepchild, dejected and alone.
Shame, shame. Shame nobody's going to do anything about it. So what else is out there?
The children are still at war.
I don't understand exactly what your questioning is leading to. I mean, are we ever going to get out of this space, or you're just
No, there's
gonna
two
keep
doors.
asking?
There's two doors. You could absolutely choose to go through one of the doors. I can't walk for you.
What's on the other sides of the doors?
Well, the door to your east is actually a storage area, in case you wanted to put things down.
What's the door to our west?
Well, there's nothing really back there. It's nothing special.
Have you met a lot of humans?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a relative question. A little bit subjective, even.
A bit. But at the same time, there is something universal about our nature. Because if you tell us not to go somewhere and there's nothing interesting there, that's where we're going to go. And I feel like you might know that already.
I mean, that's certainly one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it would be to look at it at face value and simply not go there. You were an awful child, weren't you?
Actually, I was very good.
I bet your parents would disagree.
My parents were very proud of me. They still are.
That's what all parents tell their children. It's never true. So what are you doing? I mean,
Trying to find a way out.
Obviously you're smart enough to not disregard simple instructions. So I assume you're here for good reason.
We're trying to find a way out of the bell. To the floor, to the first floor. We're trying to get to the first floor.
Oh, well then, I can't help you.
Then what could you be helpful?
Then how do we get out of here if we're not supposed to go into one door and the other door is just storage?
Well,
Where do we go from here? We are open to all sorts of advice.
I'm not sure. I feel like this errand you're on, this I'm just trying to get out. It just feels very
Typical?
vague. Like everybody wants to get out. I want to get out. But I can't get out. I don't know why you should either. That's just me. That's just a perspective.
Meaning he's very
Why do
close
you
to
think you
holding us
can't-
hostages until we can figure a way to help him out.
Well, that's what I was going to ask him. I was like, why do you think you can't get out? What keeps you from leaving?
Well, to be fair, the thing that keeps me from leaving is the same thing keeping you from leaving.
Monarch.
Fair. Very fair.
So
Now,
what am
I
I
could-
supposed to do about that?
Now, I can tell you that the best way, if you're just attempting to leave the station, is likely to go the way you came.
To backtrack.
In fact, if you were planning on leaving here, why? I'm not sure. The obvious answer, of course, would be to have never come down this way. This isn't really a place that's ever been designed for you.
It seems like none of this place was designed for us.
That's very true. None of it was designed for you. You shouldn't have been here. It's very sad.
Well, we found ourselves in a one-way only path and couldn't turn around.
It almost feels like maybe you were shoved down here. Somebody's trying to get rid of you. Now,
Do you want to help this person get rid of us?
I got to be honest here. The problem that I have with getting rid of you is that it doesn't really do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
You being here might do something for me, but I could be wrong. Maybe you're just as useless as the guy upstairs. I could be wrong. Am I wrong?
Most probably.
But you'll never know unless you give us a shot. Might
Decisions.
be surprised.
Decisions. Well, so here's the thing. I know of at least one place, maybe one place that might actually, take you where you want to go. The issue is I don't know if you're smart enough to be able to actually get there.
And if we're not,
Well, I won't have to clean you up. That's not my problem.
Well,
Then what do you fucking care?
why
What
don't
is
you
this
send us
mind
on our
game
way
you're trying to play?
and
Jesus.
see if we succeed? Get a kick if we do.
I mean, I'll never know.
No skin off your taste.
I'm stuck
Oh.
here. Maybe I never see you again. Maybe I see you again, but you're not you. Maybe I see you again.
I
and
understand that
you're
one.
you.
Oh my god.
Yes, we know
Or
about
being an
the
AI
replacement.
doesn't have any clue.
We've managed to avoid the replacements so far. We are aware of them. They are a threat.
So here's my clue to you. There is a secret. We'll say it's just between you and me. It's on the 5th floor. But in order to get there, you have to go to the 3rd floor. And in order to get there, you need to be able to get to the panic room. Do you know where the panic room is?
Doesn't sound
Do we?
familiar.
No, I don't think we found
Did
the
we
panic
pass
room yet.
one?
Then it sounds to me like maybe you've still got some things you need to figure out.
Well, we won't get there if we're stuck sitting here.
You can go. There's nothing stopping you.
Is there a throughway through storage?
You can head right back up that chute, and it'll take you right back to decontamination. I will even be so pleasant as to open the door for you on the way out. You can leave your the decontamination suits right back where you were, take your things out of your bag, and you can be on your way.
Is there
Isn't that
anything you
pleasant
would
of
like
me?
from us?
Isn't that
Or-
nice?
That's very nice. Is there anything we can do to repay your assistance?
I'm sure I'll think of something eventually.
And this will get us to the panic room.
No, this will simply get you out of here.
Well, which does that is that the direction to the panic room?
No, up is. We
The only
get to
thing I
5th
can-
floor, he said?
The only thing that I can tell you is that there's a panic room on the 3rd floor. And from that panic room, it is a hop, skip, and a jump to
the 5th floor.
To a secret hangar. Someplace you shouldn't know about.
All right. Looks like 3rd floor we go.
So, what do you do?
The chute goes back to 3rd floor. Is that what 33? All the 30 rooms
So-
are on the 3rd floor.
So the 0G chute down to 33A contamination is 0G both ways. So simply going back up, kicking off
It's
the
just
floor.
like it goes up. Got it.
Mhm.
Do you want to peek into storage? I want to peek into storage.
So you guys head back to the 3rd floor, correct?
Yeah.
Mm.
But seriously, like going slow, like avoiding tripwires and shit.
So when you're back on the 3rd floor.
Okay. So we were
Yeah,
Here.
we're on decontamination. Yep.
okay. Remember, I'm still adjusting to my classes. So when it shifted down so fast,
Blink, blink. What? What's going on?
Oh, this map is much more complicated than the last one. Fuck. When you get here, the darkness is once again suffocating. There's no light, having come from an area that is completely well lit and easy to navigate. To come back to here is almost painful. As you exit decontamination, do you do what Silas bids you and put the suit back where they were and take your stuff out of your bags?
Yeah.
That's a simple enough request, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, oh, here you go.
As you do it, Silas's voice echoes from the other side of decontamination and says, "Thank you for being smart monkeys.
Thank you for being a kind AI.
Please tell any more of your monkey friends that if they come through here following simple instructions, we'll keep them from dying."
I hope they listen.
They won't. They never
I
do. So, what is...
Dr. Cito's reminded of a couple of their crotchety professors from med school.
So from here, where do you head?
Did we go north from decontamination?
I
No,
think
we go either east.
there was one door. No, we couldn't. Or did we go through the one that we?
That's why that's why
I don't
I'm asking.
remember if
It's
we
either
came
two
through the
doors.
furnaces or if we came through the 0G gym.
The 0G. We didn't want to deal with the fire heat.
Right. Do we want to try the bone forges? That's crazy hot. And then the 34H grinder and the detection cylinder. And the cage menus.
There's quite a few unexplored areas.
Yeah.
So when we come back into decontamination, are we coming in from the north or from the east?
You're coming from the north.
Okay.
So we can
the
check out east.
Have we checked out there? Is that blocked or what's up?
It is not blocked. Well, let me rephrase that. It is blocked that by a group of androids. They are missing. They look like their necks, or the area where the flesh around their necks should have been formed, is just completely missing. That entire area at their throat is basically collapsed in. As a result, there are 8 of them who are very aggressively signing at one another. Some of them are actually using sign language. Some of them are doing hand movements, kind of like they're flagging, almost like they're trying to guide an aircraft. Some of them are just jerking their hands and trying to just point at things. For making almost no sound at all, it is a very, very loud conversation, and the facial expressions indicates that they are all very agitated.
Do they seem
Is
to
there
notice
any
us?
recognizable hand signals? Like, can Dr. Cito recognize ASL at all?
Do you have linguistics, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, you can enter. The one who is speaking with sign language, you can tell that they are, what they're signing is that they are attempting to get out. They are arguing amongst themselves, trying to figure out what is the correct way to leave this place.
That's fucking terrifying. Oh, I found out recently android is a gendered term. It's android and gynoid.
Gynoid?
Gineca, andras. Man and woman.
Learn something new every day.
Found that out. I was like, oh, really? Huh.
Another grenade party?
No, we don't need to kill them. They just seem to be in the same situation we are. It seems like
do
everybody
They're
they
we're
fucking
coming across.
androids, and they don't need to be getting off of this ship.
Well, they said, he said they were agitated. Do they seem to be agitated at us? Like, do they notice us and are agitated at us, or just agitated at something?
They seem, so I would say it's a general agitation. That doesn't seem like they are agitated and being violent towards one another. They just seem like they're arguing with one another. None of them have weapons.
Yeah. Are they like fused to the wall, or are they like walking, functioning androids?
I mean, other than their horrible throat
Collapse.
deformity, they're functional.
Okay. What do you guys say? Do we go to? How did we get in here again? We came in through the
north.
landing area.
We're in 33A decontamination.
Yeah, but didn't we come in from the landing area that connects to 31C, 31B, and 31A?
This floor, okay.
Yeah.
You did in fact land in 31A, which connects to 23A.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should probably head back that way. So like go back towards the 0G gym and then go to the junction.
So you were heading away from the door to the east.
Like the door to the east is just blocked by androids.
Yeah,
it's not like we've opened it and there's androids there.
Yeah, correct. They're just basically standing there arguing in front of the door.
Okay. I guess we can like try and get back to them, and since I have linguistics, I can like maybe try and I don't know. Do you think? Yeah, let's try. Let's try and interact with androids.
See if we can get them to clear the door. Might be a.
So
I'm gonna stand behind you and cover your back.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't have any like diplomatic skills. I'm just kind of there.
No, but I'm saying like it's gonna make more sense if you at least walk alongside her, and then I take the back end, and that way if you have to fire, you can fire first, and then
because
Doctor can hit the floor and I can fire.
Go back the way we came. So going further just doesn't seem. It sounds like.
Well, we need to find a panic room on this floor.
No, is it on this floor?
This is 3rd floor, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to find a panic room on this floor.
So something that I don't know if it has been, shall we say, discussed, but normally when people think of floors, they think of 1st and 2nd and 3rd ascending upwards.
Mm-hmm.
These are going down.
These are going down. So the lower the floor number, the deeper into or the higher the floor number, the deeper into the deep that you're getting.
Okay. So we're trying to go up.
That's what I was thinking, getting back to that landing area.
Same.
But they said floor 5 was the way out.
No. He said floor 1. Like we have to get back up to we have to get back to floor 2. So we came through floor 2, so we can get back to floor 1.
Well, then what was it floor 5 that the other AI just told us about?
Didn't you say there was like a secret or something? Or did I misinterpret?
It said to get to floor 5, we needed to get to find the panic room in floor 3. And then from the panic room in floor 3, it was a hop, skip, and a jump away from what we were looking for in floor 5. Did I hear that correct, Storyteller?
You did indeed.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see if we can get by the androids. And they're not armed, so yeah, let's just approach them.
So when you walk up to the androids, the 3 of you, the ones who are using like ASL or who are gesturing with hand language, very slowly stop, but they stop. The ones that are either signing in a language you don't understand or who are being more aggressive with like bigger gestures, get slightly more agitated, but they all look at you when you walk up to them.
I try to communicate. If I since I have linguistics, I'm assuming I can sign a bit.
There's also, you could probably sign a bit, but there's also nothing to indicate that you couldn't just talk to them.
Okay, and be like, I mean no harm. I see you're trying to leave. We're in the same boat.
They just keep looking at you like they're waiting for you to continue.
Can we get by you?
When one of them looks at the door and then makes a cutting motion across their neck and shakes their head.
So whatever happened to them happened in that.
Did this happen from you trying to go through there?
One of the ones making the bigger things shakes their head and makes like a sign face.
Will you stop us if we try?
They kind of look at one another and there's kind of a general shrug. One of them points, Cupcake, at one of the frag grenades on your belt and makes kind of a gesture like, gimme.
Like he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my last one. Shit.
Not even gonna ask why, man. They can sign at least a little bit. I'm sure the doc can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want this? Why do you want his grenade?
The one signs was who does a little bit of sign language messages back self-defense.
Against?
They point at you.
We need self-defense too.
Wait.
They point at you. They point at your guns.
Okay. I was about to say, did you see someone else looking like me running around here? That would be pertinent fucking information.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I'm gonna say we're not here to hurt you.
Mutual respect. You don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you, man.
But we might need
We're
this
not here to
grenade
hurt you, but some other androids tried to hurt us, so we feel the same way.
Two of them lean against the door and kind of cross their arms.
If we give you the grenade, can we go through?
They'll look at one another and then they nod.
I don't like this deal, Doc.
What kind of danger is on the other side? Do you know?
The one with sign language says, or signs to you, why do you think we want it?
Could let them be the first wave. That way, if there is something back there.
If we give you this grenade, are you going to go through that door?
They shake their head. They give you a kind of a look of incredulity.
Then if you need it from what's on the other side of the door. Sorry.
Are you saying there's more of us on the other side of the door?
One of them nods, somebody else shakes their head.
Are you talking about the copies?
They all kind of look at one another like their faces are very confused. They don't understand what you're talking about.
Are the children over there?
That confuses them almost as much.
Okay. I'm picturing confused androids and I love it. I've watched way too much Red Dwarf. Do you know where the panic room is?
They gesture again to the grenade, and one of them holds their hand out.
They're not going to speak to us again until we give them what they fucking want.
If I give you this grenade, you tell us what we want to know.
How'd you get a grenade?
You don't use. No. I'm saying
Oh, okay.
talking.
You were only doing this, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, you're good.
If we give you this grenade, um, uh, you'll tell us what we want to know, and you promise you won't use this on us specifically.
The sign language one signs to you, says grenade for passage.
Oh, they're not even gonna let us through to the door. Now they're gonna hold the door hostage.
They figured it out. They're smart.
Fuckers.
But we have guns, and we do have other things. Plus the what else did we find off of that dude? It wasn't only the grenade. It was clips, and I think we got a laser cutter and some foam and some other things.
You guys did find quite a bit off of that.
I put them in the chat. I don't know if they ever got distributed to actual character sheets. We got a laser cutter, a crowbar, a hand welder, a foam gun, 6 mag boots, 6 vac suits, and 3 stim packs.
And we still have like ammo for the submachine guns.
Yes. Well,
yes.
I have. Yeah, I have what's in my gun and an extra clip.
How about you, Trigger?
I think I'm in the same boat. I thought we split the magazine.
I mean, I'm gonna ask them. Does this passage?
I should have one. It's not in my list, but I know I had an extra magazine in my bag.
Okay. I'm gonna ask them.
Add that.
Does this passage go both ways? Like, if we go through and come back out, are we okay?
They nod.
Okay. I say we make this deal. See if we can find what's going on the other side. What do you think? Like, if it's cool with you, Cupcake, I say we do it. You have your submachine gun at the ready.
And I get the next 2 grenades we come across.
Deal.
So, when you turn over the grenade to them, there's a bit of a moment of panic as they squabble over it for a moment. But the one who signs an ASL finally gets it away from the others. And they squirrel away from the door. They're squabbling again.
Yeah, I just start backing the fuck up. Like, just, okay. Back up as far as we can away from these guys.
No, we're going through them. We got to go past them to the door.
No, I'm waiting to see what the fuck is going on, how this pans out.
They go back to arguing almost immediately. But they do indeed let you through the door, which leads into a short hallway that leads to a storage space.
Woohoo! What do we find in the storage space? Anything good?
In the storage space, it is super cramped in here. There are like mesh lockers. It's not like lockers like when you think of like in like a gym or like in a store, like in a place where like a locker room or something like that. These are all individual, like it's a grid pattern, and every single individual one is its own like little wired locker.
More like a evidence locker.
Something like that. When you get in there, you find a bunch of different stuff. A couple of them have what would be considered industrial vac suits. These are a little more hardy than the ones that are typically doled out to people who are doing spacewalk. These are for people who are almost assuredly using heavy machinery or tools while they're out there. They're a little bit more bulky. They're a little less agile. They're designed for longer and heavier use.
Is there a way that we could trade out? Like, how many vac suits do we have? That, like, if we can like hold on to one of these at least.
So your guys are already holding 6 vac suits from before. You're starting to get weighed down. You would need to.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, trading out.
You could probably drop the vac suits that you have to trade out for these ones if you wanted. The other thing that you find in there, one of them is locked, but from the outside of it, you can see that there is a heavy bolt driver.
Ooh. Interesting.
How is it locked? Like, would a laser cutter be able to get through that, or?
Sure.
yeah.
Or you could pick the lock.
Or
If you
just
really wanted
smash it
to,
with the ass of your gun.
I was going to say, if you really wanted to, you could shoot the lock. You could rip it off.
I'm not
Or you
wasting
just
it.
smash it with the ass of your gun. Be all
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I don't want to waste
Fantasy.
ammo, but if we have a laser cutter for a crowbar would work, that's... Oh, did we lose Martha?
no, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
So how are you going to get in there? Or are you just going to leave it?
If a laser cutter will do it, I say that's probably the easiest way. It uses no
Yes,
ammo.
what
right?
do you need from me?
So, who has a laser cutter?
I just put in chat
We
that
do.
And I have one too.
It's in the undistributed loot
right.
that we picked up, so I'm not sure who exactly has
Well, my
it.
offer was that we split the suits, the stems, and the boots because those will split 3 ways.
Mhm.
I could take laser cutter. Doc can take crowbar because I mean Doc's strength skills and everything, fighting skills probably aren't as strong as ours. And then you take the laser cut or hand welder.
Hand-
So you guys are dumping the 6 plain vac suits to pick up the 3 industrial ones.
Yeah, it
Well,
sounds
3
good.
for 3, so each of us would have one of the ones from before and then one of these new ones.
So 3 normal and 3 industrial.
I would say that you're
Yeah.
starting to get way down. Now you're carrying
Yeah.
2 sets of
Because
vac
the
suits
industrial
plus
is
boots.
heavier than the normal.
Yeah.
So if
Mhm.
if we can carry 6 normal, I figure we can carry is equivalent to 4 industrial at most.
Yeah, so
or like 3.
you would be able to each carry 1 industrial.
Yeah.
So we probably need to take some time and put these down on character sheets so that we have. So I can put the hand welder on my sheet.
I never had a vac suit to begin with.
I have a hand welder.
You already have the hand welder?
I have one and a laser cutter.
I could take both of those. We got.
Now keep in mind this is also a storage space.
Oh wait,
so-
look! I'm looking at the complete wrong character. Holy crap!
Oh Lord!
I clicked on Kilgan and hold on.
Ugh.
No, I do not have a laser cutter or a hand welder, so I'll take the hand welder. That's fine.
Okay, so I'll take the laser cutter.
And then we have a foam gun too. I assume that's for patching up seals.
So foam guns have been used for a couple different things. You can use them offensively or defensively for patching seals and things like that. You can also use them to basically offensively. So like if something is running at you and you hose them down, it basically is like hosing them down with soft liquid concrete.
Concrete, yeah. Okay, that's cool.
You're
Do
muted.
we need all 6 mag boots?
I'm just gonna take 1 pair at this
Yeah, I
point,
just figured
and
that.
then the industrial suit.
So
If
what are
you
you?
foam them in the face, does it start hardening?
Yes, it does start.
Yeah.
It does start hardening.
I take that. That's mine. I take foam.
Vac
Okay.
suit considered armor?
I'm gonna shoot my shot all over this shit. I'm taking the foam gun.
That was in the boys, everybody. That was in the boys. The industrial suits actually have plus 12 to armor when you're wearing them.
Okay, armor bonus
All right.
12. Okay, there it is. Boots, gear, armor, gear,
Here.
boots, gear.
So what are you guys leaving in the storage space here?
A couple of the regular vac suits, obviously.
Well, I guess 6 vac suits. We had 6 normal vac suits, but if we're only taking the 3 industrial ones with us, then we're leaving the 6 behind. 3 mag boots. I guess if we're only taking one apiece, there's 3 mag boots we're leaving behind.
Yep.
And I guess we'll split the stim pack, so each one of us gets a stim pack.
There's
Okay.
3 there, so.
Yeah.
So did you guys say that you cut open that storage locker to get to the heavy driver?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that seems like a really good thing to have, like a heavy bolt driver.
So I should have 2 stim packs.
You can lock doors behind you with that kind of thing.
It has 20. It's a heavy bolt driver. It has 20 shots in it.
Perfect.
Ooh. Who's got the better stats for that?
Well, shots is like it has 20 bolts.
Correct.
It's not like a gun. It's like a driver, so you have to put it against the thing to go like.
Right.
It'll still shoot up to 20 meters.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can
good to
still
know.
fuck somebody up with that.
Come on, stop! Let go! Ah! Of course, you release in the place I don't need you.
Oh, I know, that thing is so aggravating.
I'm just trying to get information on the foam gun so I can update these goddamn.
On a critical shot, it'll pin something to a wall.
Nice.
Fuck
Nice.
yes.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta have that.
Foam covers 5 square meters.
I'm
Not
excited.
too shabby.
So let's see. It is.
It's also
fire retardant too.
Ooh,
Quick hardening
yeah.
foam, body instinct save to avoid or become stuck foam. Oh, I love it. It's mine. I'm so happy.
So don't forget to
Smart.
add on the extra stim pack. We each got one.
Okay.
So add it to your total.
Oh, wait. Where's my?
So under attacks, would I put the laser gun cutter there as well?
You could.
Because it has damage, right? So
Now, keep in mind that the laser cutter is going to be much closer range than.
right. Is there critical damage on that?
I don't know. Did it?
It just says critical damage, critical effect, shots, and ammunition.
No, it does. Okay. It's a weapon.
It does not have a critical effect.
Okay.
Takes 1 round to recharge between shots. Shot 6.
6 shots on the laser.
Takes 1 hour to recharge from a power source or 6 hours in sunlight. Hey, it's rechargeable. Like you don't have to like purchase extra rounds.
But under damage, there's like my SMG is 4d10.
It's 1d100. It's 1d100
Okay.
or 1m DMG.
That sounds like a drug.
Right.
I'm going to.
Hey, have you gotten any of that DMG lately?
Oh,
I got like
one
7 DMGs last
one
night.
MDMG is 100 regular damage.
Okay.
So you said 1. How again? 1M.
D100.
Yeah, 1d100. But if there's a place to make a note, like it's a laser cutter. Like if you hit something with it, you're gonna
Slices
cut.
right through.
Yeah, you're gonna. It's like you could use it to do hull work for like a spaceship. You're gonna fuck somebody up if you use that on anything organic.
How I cut Jim's head off.
It's gonna be like a lightsaber, but in pistol version.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a pocket knife lightsaber.
As long as I know to roll a 1d100. Because really, it's just pass or fail at this point, right? As long as I can close in on the guy, as long as I pass that point, then it's just damage.
Yeah, as long as they fail their combat roll, it's just straight up damage.
Okay. So am I forgetting anything I said I would take? I put in boot for gear. Extra stem in my laser cutter gear. Doc, did you go ahead and take the crowbar?
Yeah, I'll take the crowbar.
Okay. And then you
Sorry,
took the hand welder.
I'm working a little slow, so I just need to take notes before we move on, so
That's
I can catch up. Pen me. Pen. Fuck it, it'll work. All right, so I got
And who got the bolt driver?
you. I think you should have that. Who's got the best aim?
There's not aim.
It'd just be your combat skill.
Yeah, and my combat is at 38 right now. I don't know what Jim's it.
Industrial, vac suit, mag boots, crowbar, foam gun, and stim pack, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So do I just add another stim pack so that it's like 2 stim packs
If you
under the gear?
click under the gear, I just put a number 2. So when you click the gear under notes, I just put the number 2. That way I knew I had 2. But I think you had more before that, so you're adding 1 onto what your total was.
Okay, and we already took a couple of mine.
Okay, so
Remember? Or I did. Foam gun. All right, thanks. My computer does not like to work for me sometimes when we're doing this, so it takes a while.
The struggle is real.
Yes, it is.
So
Processor funks out a lot.
So where do you head now?
Well, if it's this, let's see. One other. We're still in 32F.
Yes.
So we'd have a door to the south.
Yes, there is in fact a door to the south. When you open it, do you open it?
Is there absolutely anything else in this room other than the lockers to check out, like desks or
No, this is
files?
really, this is very cramped here.
Okay. Then yeah, I would say we'd like at least open the door, but again, like I'm Mr. Paranoia, so when it comes to things like considering, wire traps and lasers and shit like that, I'm always going to be the one that's going to hang back.
So when you open this, it is a very, very long, long tunnel that when you look down it, there are 6 security androids, but they are walking away from you and heading towards the very end of the hall. So what do you guys want to do?
I would say wait for a second and see if they're on a patrol, if they're on a patrol loop.
Oh, like on a loop.
When they get to the end of the hall, at the very end, they take a turn and they don't appear to, after waiting for a minute, they don't come back.
Yeah, maybe we creep it down to that first hallway. Be technically the right, but yeah.
So when you get to that first room and you open the door, it is this isn't really like a room or a hall. It's more like a chimney or what you would expect to see like in the vent of like a kitchen.
Fourth of July.
Just very, very large. The air in here, it hurts to breathe. It is, the oxygen levels in here feel fairly low. It's a lot more CO2 in here than there is oxygen. There are globes that are churning through the air they look like bubbles made of smoke, but when one of them bumps into one another, they erupt in like a bright foom of fiery chemicals.
Yeah, I'm backing the fuck up out of here.
Wait, no. Like, have we changed into our industrial vac suits?
You have not. You were just carrying them with you.
Would it be possible to do that in the storage space?
If you wanted to back out and head back to the storage space to change clothes, that would certainly be doable. Although, it would be. I mean, you could easily just change here if you really needed to.
I mean, that's what I was wondering. Also because, like, if it's like gaseous explosions and stuff like that, like there's going to be a moment where we are vulnerable before we like walk through.
Now, there's also, keep in mind that there's no walking through here. This is all 0G. You're back to 0G here.
Oh, so we couldn't. We'd have a hard time changing like that, though.
So you guys could help
But
one
the
another.
storage would be nice and tight, where we could like hold on and do it, put the mag boots on, put our industrial suits on, and then like continue forward.
Let me ask this
like
much though.
Half second.
That door on the south. How many feet is it from us? Like, how hard would it be to just hold our breath and cross the room?
So here is the issue is that those floating globes are everywhere in here.
Okay.
There is still a reasonably decent chance that you're going to get some of it on you if you try to float through.
This is the jellyfish in Finding
Nemo.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like swimming through a spool of jellyfish.
If our best bet is to back out.
My other concern was we get to that door and it's worse on the other side, and then we're totally not prepared. So
yeah,
might as well suit up first.
So are you guys backing out to storage and then going to suit up in there and then come back, or what are you doing?
Yeah, let's go in there because it's like small enough where you can like hold on and like.
And that'll also give us a little bit of time to see if the androids come back down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. That was my other thought. Give them a little more time to show their path.
So as you back out and you head down the hallway, you are correct. The androids do come up. They come up and then they head into the gas cook-off room after a couple minutes, and they seem to disappear in there.
We would just be, at this point, I think while we're changing, keeping an eye out the door to see how long it takes them to come back and complete their circle.
By the time you've changed, they still haven't come out.
Something tells me there's a lot to discover over there, or a lot to explore.
And they were armed?
Yes, they are.
These are security patrol? Okay.
Yep, the security androids are always armed with SMGs.
Quick question: where would I find the industrial vac suit listing?
I just had to type it in.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Oh, okay. Would you just post that on the chat so I can copy paste?
That and the bolt driver I didn't see listed either. I just typed it in.
I just typed in IND vac suit, and then under the drop down, you want to lower that to armor.
Mm-hmm. Do you want the specs for the heavy bolt driver? Are you the one who took it, Cupcake?
He Cupcake took it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I took that
and then Martha, after that, when the drop down comes down.
Under door. Hold on.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll say armor bonus, and it's 12. We get a plus 12 to armor bonus when wearing the industrial.
So copy the same thing that the back suit says. Just change the armor bonus.
Mm-hmm. The plus 12.
Okay, instead of plus 7. Okay. So much gear.
It's your Prime Day webcam.
Sweet.
Okay, sorry. Bolt driver.
Plus 12. Breathe. confers 12% to armor saves, and there was nothing else?
Not that I put in.
I just put plus 12 armor.
Okay.
Did I lose you guys?
The standard battle dress only gives a plus 10 armor, so maybe we should just stay in these damn vac suits.
Let's lose Martha.
And they're
There
fire
it is. There it
retardant
is.
and industrial strength. Why aren't we in them? We're going through a machine.
So what is your next?
So we're all decked out in our industrial vac suits. I have my mag boots on.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the foam gun.
Hmm. Are you guys having issue with roll 20? Why am I having to... Is it freezing up for anybody else?
Yeah. Just
It
for
didn't
you.
for me, but you were doing the circle thing for me.
Yeah, that's the second time I've had to refresh. Is this actually a good time to suggest a bio break?
Yeah, it's about that time.
Okie dokie. All right, everybody. Thanks for lurking and listening. We appreciate it. We're going to go to the BRB screen. I'm going to run a quick ad, and we'll be back in a few.
See you in 10.
All right, we're back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Zack and I grabbed some dinner. I'm joined tonight by Nox, my storyteller, Zack, who's playing Jim tonight. I'm Trigger, and Martha is playing Dr. Cito. And
Can I
yeah,
talk
we're
about
gonna
it just real
hopefully
quick?
what?
We're eating Surfer Boy pizzas from Stranger Things.
It's good
If you can
pizza.
find them, if you can find them at Walmart, they're hard to find, but we just
It's
happened to
good
find
pizza.
a restock of them and just like stocked up on a few of them. But yeah, these Surfer Boy pizzas are pretty good. My favorite is the pineapple jalapeno.
It's good stuff. All right, let's get back to it.
Monarch eats you all out into space. So the first thing that happens, so you guys have gone back to 32F, you've changed into your industrial vac suits. So what is the next thing that you guys are doing from here?
Go back to the, I guess, gas cook-off?
Yeah, I thought we were going back
That's
down.
where
We
all
were just
the-
super-
Or wait, did the androids turn down the further end of that hallway, right?
But they came
they-
back up and entered the gas after we went up. Just so they're in gas right now.
I guess watch the hallway, see if they exit again.
You don't see anything for a while.
And we have guns.
Let's see if we can like kick ourselves to the end of that hallway, poke our heads around. Before
the first time we came out, we saw them go out and down. So I don't know if it's worth it to see if they come out of gas cook off and then go down, and then we go into gas cook off behind them. It's an idea.
Yeah, like I'd
Take
still
them out
say
before they
like
get
wait
to us.
till wait to sit till they come back, because like if they're doing a loop, we might be waiting here for a really long time if it's a really big loop. But if they're doing a small one, we'll see them within a short time.
So what are you guys doing?
We're gonna take 10 minutes and see if they do another loop.
You guys wait for 10 minutes and you guys don't see anything.
All right, let's shoot off into the hallway to gas cook off.
So are
I
you
kind of
heading?
want to check out. So like, okay, Cupcake, Trigger. I kind of want to check out what's further down in that hallway before we like.
Doesn't make good sense though to go all the way down and then have them come up behind us.
True.
If we at least, if
That's
they're
what I was
already
gonna say,
funneled
too.
into gas cook-off, we come in behind them theoretically if they haven't made their loop somewhere else. But that strategically is a better way to go.
You guys know strategy. I'm here for science, so you're gonna have to wrangle me in sometimes. I'll follow your lead from here on out.
I've got SMG at the ready.
Same. We're gonna go ahead and enter gas cook-off.
So you're heading back to gas cook-off.
Mhm.
Okay. When you head back into gas cook-off, you don't see anything that's in there. Again, in the dark of the room, there are these floating globules that are coming off of the vents on the floor. So, are you heading across, or are you heading south?
Actually, what if Jim takes one door and I take the other, and we just kind of look around first? You're out.
So here is the thing. Do any of you have the 0G skill?
I believe I do. Let's pull it up.
I do not.
Oh,
It's at the bottom.
no.
It's on the first row of skills toward the top 6
No.
down, I think.
I've got mechanical repair, firearms, military training, engineering.
Okay, so if you want to cross this room, You will need to make a body save at disadvantage
I do not have.
to avoid getting burned on those globules.
Wonderful.
Across the room, or can we make it to the door, the southern door, without?
To cross from the entry room to anywhere in the room, you're gonna be at
Because
disadvantage.
I take it these balls hit the wall too.
Yeah, they're going up the sides of the walls. They're coming up from the floor.
So it's like going across champagne glass of explosive balls.
Yeah, of burning chemicals.
At this point,
Maybe
if
we
we
should.
know that they're not in here and they've passed through the room on their own, then I feel more comfortable backing out of the room and now going south and checking that hallway.
Yeah, maybe we should check that south way instead of going across.
I just
So-
want to make sure that if we could catch them and take them out, better to do it now.
Yeah.
So you're backing out and going to the south.
Hmm.
Okay. So when you get to the south, you run into a locked door.
What kind of lock?
It's like an airlock. It's like an electric lock.
Laser cutter cut through it.
You've got a bunch of different options here. If you've got lock picking as a skill, you can use that. If you've got jury rigging as a skill, you can jury rig the door. If you've got, I would say if you have engineering, you could certainly do that.
I have engineering, guys. Better.
I don't have anything better.
I don't have anything better.
Mechanical repair, engineering, jury rigging.
I have mechanical repair.
But you also have engineering, which will give you a bigger give you a bigger bonus. So I would say roll your engineering and your intellect, and it's going to be an advantage because you've got the engineering skill.
Any bonus for any tools that she's picked up? Would any with the laser cutter or anything like that help?
That would greatly depend on the tool that she is using.
I don't know what's on her sheet. I'm just wondering.
With engineering, what equipment would I need?
Just scroll down and look at your inventory list real quick. And then do you think you have anything that would be used to?
I have an electronic toolkit.
You do have an electronic toolkit, I would say, and that will also that confers. If you're using that confers a 10% to checks. So I would say that would stack as well.
So wait, click this all over. I know it. I'm at advantage.
Mm-hmm. And
Submit.
you get
Attribute, intellect. Submit, or is there anything after that?
I don't know what it says after that for you. So
Oh, modifier.
10.
Okay, that's where.
Yes, you roll underneath it. So it doesn't take much at all. This is not a particularly difficult lock for you to pop open, but as soon as you get your hands on it, it's like butter. You've seen this 100 times before. So getting it open, it immediately pops open, which leads you
Dun, dun, dun.
into a
Panic room!
the panic room.
Ah!
So when you pop it open, there is definitely a moment of bright, blinding light that shines through as you open the door. Because unlike everything else that's around here, this room actually has light.
Blinding light.
It is the chamber is wide. It is very clean in here. The walls are a comforting shade of baby blue.
I say we go ahead and close the door behind us, though, very quickly.
Once you're inside, do you close it and relock it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
So you notice that there are 3 reinforced doors in the room. Further, there is on the back wall, there is a very large red button labeled Panic. There are 3 places in the back of the room where it looks like there are fittings for cryopods, but there are no cryopods that are in there currently. There are crates that are stacked along the side of the room. In some of them, there are about 3 weeks worth of MREs.
Okay.
There are a couple different pamphlets. One is the MK12 EMP Grenade User's Guide. Another is Meet Monarch, Cloudbank's King of Profit.
Mm.
Oh,
Another
that's that
one.
shit.
Another one is Surviving an Automated Uprising.
I fucking love you,
Irony.
Knox. I love you so much.
There are religious texts and Bibles from all major Terran religions. And there are board games. There is a sealed Jenga. There's a sealed copy of Monopoly and a sealed copy of That's Not Lemonade.
What?
I say we take them. They're probably going to sell for a lot if we can.
Yeah,
get back.
those are artifacts.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to trade out some of the stuff though.
But the manual for grenades, like I flipped through it. Anything, does it look like I can learn from it, or is it all basic bullshit?
It's basic bullshit compared to what you went through in the Marines. Like,
yeah,
you could have written this
In your sleep.
I could have made an artifact.
So, you've made it here. What are you doing now?
I guess now we got to find a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay, so there's the door to the right, the door to the left, and we have the basically the artifacts
Panic.
and some books basically. And they said, Silas said that there was a secret behind the panic room.
Not Silas. It was the AI we met after Silas, correct? The one right after Silas?
The AI was Silas.
I'm out of game. I'm trying to remember. Who was it that told us about the panic room? Was it Silas or it was Silas? Okay.
So what are you doing now?
They said the path to level 5 was a hop, skip, and a jump away from this. And knowing level 5 is below us, I guess we got to find out a way down from here.
It seems like the northernmost door is just going to connect back to the gas cook-off.
Cook-off, right.
So we try the southern door first.
Just to be solid, we've collected the 3 games. This is like we're adding this stuff to our gear. So we have the 3 board games. I think Dr. Cito is definitely going to take the pamphlet on the Monarch and how to survive a robot uprising.
Okay.
And are we leaving the rations?
Actually,
Yeah,
we've been here a few days. Would we not be hungry enough to eat these by now?
I would say you would both be you are both really tired, and you are very hungry.
Yeah, no, we're gonna nosh.
You've been here now for literal days. You don't know how long you've been here. You don't know how much time has passed, but you definitely know that you have been here at least 2 to 3 days now.
And how many rations?
There are 3 weeks of MREs in here.
Oh, okay. So then I guess we eat and save the rest.
Or like save 2 with us or something.
I was gonna say there's no way you're taking 3 weeks worth of
Mm-mm.
MREs
You can't,
with
it's
you.
too
I mean,
much.
that's why I'm saying just nosh down. We're not gonna try to keep enough of this to ration. We'll pack a couple days worth,
Eat as much as we can
but
and then
eat.
like
Yeah,
pack
just
pack 2
gorge.
each.
Okay.
Carbo load.
So, how long do you spend in here?
Just enough to eat and pack up, I guess.
I mean, as long as we've taken a good look around, make sure we're not missing anything of note. My vote's going south.
So, opening this
Do we
door
need to
from the
roll anything to make like a search or anything, or
no, this is
Mm-mm.
this is not. There's nothing here to hide. Like,
But before we go south, I would like to check out the panic button. Like, not like push it, but like see if I can figure out what it's like attached to.
it's just attached to the wall.
Okay.
Not gonna push it.
I want to push the button.
The shiny red button.
push the button?
Not gonna do it.
I don't know. You guys, Marla's hanging. I'm hanging out by the button. The longer you like, we figure out what's going.
Now,
I'm just
come
like,
on,
standing by
come
it.
on, come on.
Can I put my? Fine.
So you guys are heading south.
Mhm.
All right.
Fine.
Okay, pussies. So when you unlock the door, it is much easier to unlock the door from here than it is to than it was to unlock it from the outside. When you unlock it, you are led to a giant room. It is a tangle of ore smashing and crushing and dissolving machinery. There's like a miniature asteroid field in here that is being just destroyed and dissolved by all of the machinery. It is so loud in here that it is difficult to communicate. Like you have to get basically up in one another's faces and scream just to even be heard at a whisper. It is so loud. You can see from here, looking across the room, that there are 2 other rooms. One of the rooms is a massive black box. It looks like a giant black cube. That is south. To your east, it looks like just a door, like any other door.
Yeah, I'd kind of rather peek behind a door on the east before heading towards scary black obelisk over there.
So here is the issue you've got in front of you. Safely traversing this is going to take you hours, maybe days.
We can't just hug the wall.
No, this is like the machinery in here and the rocks that are bouncing around in here, and it's going to take you a long time to watch, to crawl beneath things, to observe the timing of things, to safely traverse it. Alternatively, you could take a risk and basically just jump out there and try to cross it as quickly as you possibly could and get it done with.
Or we can hit the panic button.
But you know beyond knowing, if you fuck this up, it's going to kill you.
Yeah,
The rocks
no.
the rocks are at a bare minimum.
Yeah,
You're looking at
no.
multiple
The
tons.
strategist in me is like, no, fuck this. We can back into the panic room.
And hit the panic button.
Only other way to go from this point, the west side of the cook-off.
We have better chance with the freaking cook-off.
Yeah.
So let's go to the panic room. And you don't know. Maybe it doesn't lead straight to the cook-off. Maybe it leads up.
Yeah. Might as well give that door a shot.
Or we hit the panic button.
Marla wants to hit the panic button. I want to hit the. I'm gonna hit. The
I just want to
panic
say the
button,
trigger
guys.
was correct. Trigger can tell you that he told you so. Just saying.
I'm gonna go hit the panic button. At this point, when we come back and we know what's up top, and that Marla just goes and she's like, "I'm gonna do it."
So you just walk up and you just hit the panic button.
I'm gonna let everybody know. It's like, you guys, this might be the secret.
I advise you not to do that.
It's time to panic.
What if it does? What if the only thing it does is draw every android on this floor to us?
Then we head straight to the champagne room, and I hit the button.
Damn it!
When you hit it, it has kind of like there's like a plastic feeling as it pushes in. Like, this does not feel very solid, and it kind of pops back out when you take your finger off of it.
Mm-hmm. So it's just a fake button.
You have no idea. You gonna push it again?
Yeah, right. Hi. Yeah. Or does like the door open? Is it like a push? Does it like loosen the wall or anything?
Nope.
Yeah, I'll push it again.
When you push it, it has like a plastic feeling. It doesn't feel very solid when you push it. Nothing happens.
Your new name is
Can I pull-
Stimpy. You know that, right?
I'm just gonna like try and pull it off the wall.
So you can't really pull it off the wall. It's embedded into the wall.
Okay.
You do have a crowbar. Just kidding.
So what are you going to do?
You want to play with that anymore, Doctor, or do we want to actually try to open this other door?
Now I'm gonna push it one more time and see if it does anything on the different on the other side of the door.
It doesn't feel very solid.
Yeah, it's just a piece of shit. We're gonna go into the gas cook-off. Fuck.
But
So
we panicked.
angry.
That's amazing.
Yay, we panicked.
Amazing.
I'm just so Marla's at this point like frustrated. She was like, "It's just a children's toy."
So where do you head now?
North
Cook-off.
into the cook-off.
So when you get into the cook-off, it is the chemicals that are in there are every bit as burbling and bouncing in there. Are you going to head to your west or to your east?
West.
But is there a way to stay low? Like, even though the gravity's weird, if the bubbles are moving their way upward, is there a way to stay kind
We're
of
gonna
low?
have to like, if from what I'm picturing, if I'm picturing this correctly, it's basically like streams of bubbles coming up,
Okay.
like we're in a champagne glass or like any like soda, and you just gotta like kind of go through all of the bubbles.
That is factually correct. The biggest difference is that the floor beneath you is basically a grate with chemical burn off that's burbling up.
Okay.
So,
what does the ceiling look like?
Burned.
Okay.
So crossing over it, it is body safe to cross at disadvantage. For all of
Can
you.
I take a shot of? I'm going to use the foam gun and shoot some parts of the grate beneath us. See if that works to like give us an open path.
So what you want to do is you want to try to use the foam gun to like hose basically a path across the grate to prevent the chemicals from flowing up there.
Well, I'm going to test it on one spot first. Yeah, I'm going to see if it'll actually like behind us, not like underneath us. So like as we're in there, where it's not going to like necessarily bubble straight up and like seal us in, I'm going to like shoot it, see if it actually does anything on the grate.
Okay. I'm going to say use your chemistry and intellect.
Okay. Hey.
But I will also say that this is a disadvantage.
Okay. Hey, what's up, my sweets? No. So chemistry, what would that be?
It's one of your
So
skills.
roll an intellect, basically?
Yep. At disadvantage.
Okay. And is the chemistry a modifier?
No, you click on chemistry
Yeah.
and then disadvantage, and then it should let you choose the stat.
Oh, it didn't let me do that at all. Okay, let me click on. Okay, submit. Oh, there it is. Chemistry, input value, advantage, disadvantage,
Disadvantage.
submit. Attribute, intellect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I figured it out. Hey, I'm not
Super
so
easy.
slow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
So when you shoot it into the room, it ignites. The chemicals that are in the foam gun ignite.
Okay. So that's
So
very weird, especially considering it's a fire retardant. But that's a lot of information I would have gathered, I think, from that actual
Well,
reaction.
whatever's in these gases here don't react the same way.
yeah, I was going to
Exactly.
say that definitely tells you that whatever is being burned underneath is probably extremely hazardous.
Yeah. All right. So that did not work.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, we can wait for the androids to come back around and ride them across.
What is it, my darling? What do you
Mm.
want from me, huh, Poof?
So
What do you-
Does there appear to be anything in this room that is controlling this system?
no,
Levers or any,
No.
any kind of
this
engine?
is just a giant vent room.
Okay. So theoretically, guys, just meta discussion. If we back out of this area, where else on this map do we see that we can go?
Through the ore smasher. Like, apparently our route is through this panic room somehow. So it's either through gas cook-off or through the
Either
ore
we're gonna try like getting damage from the gas cook-off, or we're gonna spend forever in the ore smasher.
But
With
even
no
backing up,
chance of
even
survival.
backing up further, I mean, is there anywhere we haven't explored yet?
Yeah, behind the panic room. There's got to be something behind the panic room.
So
I mean,
if you're,
there's
I don't know.
I mean, if you're looking for a total meta discussion, and you would like me to point out the places you haven't been yet,
Mhm.
from the hydraulics room, you haven't gone down that grate.
Mhm.
With the chemicals, which is probably where these are bubbling up.
From the grinder, you haven't gone south from there. From the detection chamber, you haven't crossed through the razor wire hall. From the Bone Forge, you haven't tried to cross through that version of hell. And then you
Which
have
emotional damage do you want to take?
Well, at least going through that razor wire, we have the laser cutter. We can just cut through that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point.
you can also,
So-
you can, as I said, if you want to take the time, you can safely cross through the ore smasher. It's just going to take you a long time to do it.
It looks like we got nothing but time at this point, guys.
In 7 weeks worth of rations, so pack with us what we can. How many rations we? How many MREs can we store each?
I would say that you could, if you were willing to basically pack yourself to the gills, you could basically each take 4 or 5 days worth. But if you're doing that, then if you find anything else you need to pick up, you're going to have to start negotiating.
Right. I get that, but right now food is important, so I'll take the food because that might be we might be off shedding that normally just by eating it. So
Marla's angry. She's taking her crowbar to the button.
Still didn't do anything.
Didn't pop off the wall or anything?
Nope.
Didn't even open?
Nope.
All right. I mean, we're this close. Like, would it really take as long to backtrack to some of the other points?
Logistically, like, yeah, how much time would it take us to get to, like, the razor wire area?
Oh, to cross back to that. So you'd have to go back through the panic room, all the way up that hallway, back through decontamination.
Oh, God, fuck it.
Either through the hall to the furnaces or through the hall to the 0G gym. And then you're backing down from there through Spaghetti Junction to the condensation falls. Once you're in the condensation falls, you have to cross the detection chamber down there. So you're looking at, if we're talking time, purely time, hours.
But comparatively to the ore smashing room.
Oh God.
Because that's going to be days.
I would say it's probably, I mean, it's a trade. And again, where are you headed in the ore smasher? Are you heading east or are you heading south for the black box?
Like I said, I'm on the side of the eastern door. Like, we already at least have a view of what's in there, even if we don't know what it does. But taking a peek behind the east door could reveal something.
I assume we'd be like kind of scouting along the wall or scooting along the wall.
Last meta question. The vent in the hydraulics room, did it go up or down?
The vent went down into, like, we could smell chemicals coming up through it.
Got it.
That's why my theory is that hydraulics room dumps into
up or down.
I would say that it would be difficult for you to determine exactly relative to there. The facility is so large.
Okay. Who wants to flip a coin? Let's go. All right, let's pack up to the gill as much food as we can and go through the ore smasher. We keep being told to go back where we came from by anybody who like acts like they're helpful.
Do I have a coin flip? I think I have a coin flip. I swear to God that I had a coin flip. No, I don't have one.
mean, I have a physical coin.
Jim, what are you
Just roll a
thinking?
die.
Jim, what are you thinking? East or south?
Probably east first. Just like skirt the wall.
Yeah.
Just like stay. You just like follow the wall. Check out the east. And if east is not transversable, then we'll keep skirting the wall down at the south side.
Okay, so you guys are going through the ore smasher,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. I need
I don't wanna.
I need somebody to roll me a d10.
Doing it.
All right.
Hey,
All of you add 5 stress.
which means even more stress for everybody.
I'm on 8.
Where's my stress?
I'm on 7.
All the way top.
Luckily, I had leveled
Yeah.
last session, so I removed my stress.
I am also at 8.
But that means I'm a long ways from leveling again.
So, it is tedious and long and not without moments of discomfort and even pain as you make your way across the ore smashing room. This is dangerous. It is as bad as any obstacle course you've ever been in the Marines. And what's made worse about it is unlike those obstacle courses, there are no safeties here. It is giant tonnage of rock and heavy machinery and things colliding, smashing, being dissolved in grinders. It is loud. There are often times when one of you is about to move and you are only barely saved by somebody else literally snagging you from behind and pointing out that you were about to step in front of something that would have smashed you into a fine paste.
That shit literally happened to my dad as a frogman.
But you are able to make it. When you get to the next room, you find yourself in a long, long hallway that goes down. And when you get to the bottom, there is an airlock that opens with not a lot of effort. When you get there, you are in a brightly lit room. It is there are panels here. It's 0G, which is the first thing. It is brightly lit. There are panels and readouts and statistics that are everywhere on the walls in here. Each number relates to component inspection failure rates. There is on the wall a separate panel with an integral screen, has a single large red button marked Purge.
Nope, not touching that one.
So what do you do from here?
Nothing of consequence, though.
We could just hit the purge button.
No. Is there an exit? Is there a map? Can we see? Has there a map been revealed?
I was on mute, but I was like, oh crap, totally got to redo my map now.
Okay, hold on.
I have my stuff scrolled out to 30%. And so far, I've been able to see most everything okay.
Yeah, I had to refresh for it to show up.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, there's nothing else of note. No maps, no If none of these readouts seem like they mean jack shit to us, then we're, I guess, heading north.
So when
I
you,
mean, like, are we still taking like cam? Like, do we still have footage recording or anything?
I
Or
mean,
has
anybody who has a body cam other than Cupcake, who
Yeah, I was about to say not me.
I have
so
one.
Alice has basically recorded all of this. I mean, Trigger. Sorry, wrong game.
Yeah, I've got my HUD and my body cam up, so should be good.
Cool.
So when you get to the next, when you exit this room, there is a long empty hallway, and you can see two separate rooms at the end.
So one directly in front of us and then one further
Mhm.
down.
Yep.
Oh my god, we're on the 5th floor, guys. We made it
And so
somehow.
I guess directly north.
So you walk, so you're heading straight north.
Seems like
Easiest one to get to first.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
to
mean, is
peek
there a way
in.
to look in through the doors, or do we hear anything outside the door?
So when you look through the door here, it is a gigantic room. It is,
Ooh.
the interior of it is shaped like a funnel. The walls are completely covered with hundreds of pale glowing figures.
Too many ghosts. Close the door. Walking back.
Standing at the top of the funnel are three figures who are looking down at you.
They see us through the door?
They do see you.
Have they done anything to react to us yet?
They are definitely looking at you. It
Hi
is.
guys, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt the orgy. Carry
It
on.
is from the distance you're at. They look
Pissed?
they look familiar. You can't tell if maybe they're divers that you've seen before here, or if there's something else about them, but you can't tell from as far back as you are.
I would like to close the door. I vote for closing the door and going down the other room. Can we leave? Can we go on now? No more. I don't want to do any
We
more
can
ghosts.
try, but we both need to be vigilant about anyone coming out of that door after us.
Yeah. So let's
So-
gently and quietly try and back out.
Well, technically, I never said I entered. I said I looked through
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah. We looked in.
So we'll back out, but we're watching our.
So you back out, and you're backing down the hallway going east.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes,
So
sir.
when you get to that door, the room this looks familiar in the way that it looks like any sort of customs or security area looks like when you have to go through a spaceport to get onto your shuttle. It's the exact same setup. Exiting from here, you go back. You'd go back through the security checkpoints, through the magnometers, and then out. You think maybe into a terminal.
To the east.
Yep.
But there's nothing else of note here. No gear. No.
No.
Okay.
All right, let's keep
Like
going
I
through the terminal.
Like I said, this looks like every single border control booth. It's familiar. Like as somebody who's traveled through space in the past,
Perfect.
this looks
Perfect. Let's keep going.
exactly like you've been through.
Let's see if it gets to the border.
So as you guys are walking through the process station, you hear an
Ghost.
overhead ding. And there is a bright flash from every angle. It is painful in your eyes. It feels like you've just been flashbanged, and it takes you a moment before you can finally manage to get the bright light out of your eyes.
Is there any image left behind in our eyes, like what happened to Cupcake before?
No, the closest that you've ever felt like this was when you crawled through the vents and you
Okay.
found that body
Yeah.
that was connected to something gristly, and you pulled it, and there was a flash there as well.
Got it.
When you get to the end of the terminal, there is a hallway. That heads east. The door at the end.
Real quick, my laser cutter, that's considered ranged or melee?
Melee.
It has to be activated in melee range.
Okay, okay. Just make sure I had that clicked correctly. Thank you.
When you get to the end, the door is not just locked, it's sealed.
Can the laser cutter get through the seal?
It could absolutely get through the seal.
Yeah, I guess we'll try it.
So, when you cut through the door, and I'm going to have to open this up on two sides.
Oh, more map stuff.
Yep.
More map mumbo jumbo.
Quarantine.
When you get into quarantine, there are, in 0G, there are androids that are just floating here.
Are they functional?
Alive or functional or?
They are
Androids
alive.
and androids?
What?
Or just androids?
They are. One second. They are in varying forms of disrepair. Some of them have had all of the pseudo flesh melted off their body. They're literally just endoskeletons. Some of them are missing limbs. Some of them are missing from the waist down. Some of them are, the skin is there, but it looks like something happened to the underlying muscle, as they literally look like skeletons with, like, the flesh is just hanging off of it like deflated balloons, like something has happened to them. There are a couple that are fused together, either side by side or back to back, that move with 8 limbs. When you enter the room, they all kind of look at you, and there's kind of a rippling shock that goes through the room as they're all like, finally? Is it happening? Is it finally happening?
What happening?
Are you not? One of them like shambles towards you really rapidly, and like gets like as close as they possibly can to you.
If they're that close, I'm going to take the opportunity to scan them just to like get information and stuff.
I mean, you can scan them. That's not a problem. It's pretty obvious what they are.
Yeah. No, so it doesn't give me any other information than this is Android.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
They're like, we have been waiting for so long for quality assurance to do something. They're like, they won't let us go. We're not allowed to leave. They just left us here.
But why?
They're like, can you help us? We'll do anything to help if you'll just help us. And at this point, they're like starting to like kind of crush in and crash in on you.
It's like lower, like, or raise my gun in between me and them.
No.
Like, stay back, buddy.
Don't too close. Too many. Too close. Give us some space. If you want us to help us, you have to keep us. If you want us to help you, you have to keep us safe.
They are like at this point, like there is kind of almost a simmer of panic among them. They're reaching for you. They're trying to touch you. They're pleading. They're not being aggressive. Like they're not attempting to lash out at you, but they are very desperate.
Okay, what do we got to do to help? How do we help?
One of them says, QA says that they could help. QA said that they could help us all. And then another one somewhere else says, kind of snaps at that one and says, that won't help. We need to get out of here.
What would you do once you left?
There's kind of a rumbling murmur and says, you don't understand. We've been here so long. What of them says, what year is it?
Good question at a game.
Any answer that you give them
is going to upset them.
Is likely to cause them to panic.
So
distract.
Why were you put here in the first place? I don't understand.
One of the ones that looks more normal and is wearing like a vac suit, like a sealed vac suit from head to toe, kind of stumbles towards you and like puts his hands on you and is like, I don't know why I was here. I don't know why I've been here with them, but they won't let me out.
Why won't they let them out?
The person in the vac suit says, I mean, look at them. Says, but I don't know why they're keeping me here. I'm perfectly fine.
Got a vaccine.
If I do scan him, is there a way that I could tell if there's like something different in his system or his like structure?
Not through the vac suit. In fact, the vac suit, the vac suit basically tells you that he's an android, but anything beyond that is being blocked. Any sort of vital readouts, any sort of anything like that, you can't tell through the sealed suit.
And like it's basically you can only see like the mask.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably all he has, if I'm like going to assume.
Well, he keeps separating himself in his language. He's saying they won't let me leave, as if he thinks or is something other, possibly human.
So I'm gonna say, did you come in at the same time? Were you put in here with them at the same time?
He goes, no. He goes, I woke. He says, it's really difficult for me to remember everything. I woke up here.
Who else woke up here?
There's a slow smattering of hands, and it's like the vast majority of them.
Was everybody here when you woke up here? Raise your hand if that's the case.
It's basically about the same people who raised their hand before.
So you guys woke up here at the same time and have no idea why you've been isolated for so long. Is that the way it is?
They all kind of look at one another, and they're the ones that have faces you can see are starting to panic a little bit, like they've never thought of this before.
Can anybody remember before waking up here?
I don't know, Doc. I think you're stirring a pot.
I think us being here is stirring the pot plenty, trying to
Then we need to get the fuck out.
figure out a way to
Yeah,
turn the heat
this
down.
this is definitely starting to cause panic. They're
Okay.
Some of them are starting to get very agitated at this line of questioning.
Well, I'm going to be like, well, the door's open.
When they try to shamble towards the door, they basically, when they get to the door, like they're stuck. Like they physically cannot pass from quarantine into the processing station.
Interesting.
Maybe that's what the purge button is all about.
Jesus Christ.
Let cats.
No,
All
it's
the cats.
no, it's the outstairs neighbor's kids been running around all night. I had to go out and yell at them once already.
Well, let's see what we can do on the other end, and let us see what we can do on the other end. If you let us pass, we'll try what we can do there.
They basically make a kind of a path for you. They are still staying very close. They are being very in your space, but they are letting you pass through. So do you try to back out and go back to the processing station, or do you head forward?
Head forward.
So when you get to the next set of rooms, they can't follow you. Again, they're stuck at the door. When you get to this room, there is the booths inside. So it looks a little bit like customs, where there are a bunch of booths that are basically one side, there's glass that goes down on the other. Somebody should be sitting on the other side. All of them are smashed. All of the doors leading into them are smashed. All of them are just, it looks like there's a riot happened here. The booths are smashed. The inspection tools have been smashed. Everything here is covered in dust. Like not a thin layer of dust. Like we're talking
A heavy one.
Yeah, a heavy layer.
And with that much dust, is there any evidence that someone's been through recently?
No.
Okay.
There is one room that is one booth at the very end that is still closed and locked. And on the outside of it, there is the word spray painted across the door, no.
That's the door to the north?
No, that's just a booth. There are.
Oh, okay.
There is.
Because I haven't seen anything on the map through this room.
It's the inspection.
So we are So we're like on the other side of quarantine. Inspection booths. I see. And the door to our right is the one spray painted with no? The one
No, it
ahead
is a booth that
It's
is
like
Oh,
in the room. There is a room, a door leading to your east, and there is also a door leading to the north.
got it. With the light, like inspection of the booths and like the one that's like spray painted no, is there anything we can see inside of it?
No, it's
Okay.
covered in dust. You'd have to open it up.
I say we continue on then.
So, are you heading
East, I guess.
east or north?
I guess east.
east.
So, when you open this door,
War studies.
Come back here, you stupid map.
the walls here are covered in server racks. They're dusty, but they are operational. In the middle of the room is a table with multiple options on it, projecting 3D holograms of different studies, of different operations, of different outcomes for things. It becomes really obvious that this room is entirely used to simulate the outcomes of wars between different companies, between different nations, between different planets, between different confederations of planets.
Different species,
Mhm.
everything.
You also can tell, given the huge amount of data that is being coursing through this room, that it can literally simulate any conflict.
I feel like this would freak Dr. Marla out
What's the
a
most
little
recent
bit, just because like
simulation?
it's such a huge database of all of these simulations of like the worst outcomes of possibilities. It's like being able to bet on the future kind of thing.
What's the question?
What's the most recent simulation?
The most
Yeah.
recently run simulation was run decades ago. And it was run of the entire confederation of known planets against Monarch.
Jesus fucking Christ, what was the result?
At that time period, the result was a 85 to 15% chance, with 85% of the opportunity for the Confederation of Planets to win in outright war, with a 15% chance of Monarch winning one.
Is it possible to do it again without?
You
Rerun
could, in
another
fact,
simulation?
Right.
run the simulation again if you wanted to.
Would it trigger anything?
No
It
way
is
to do-
almost certainly connected to the entire system, which means that if you do this, it is almost possible. You're beyond certain. Let me put it to you this way: that this information will be imported into Monarch's database.
Is there a way?
It could be
Is there
taken
a way
as
to
a
copy it without like running it?
I'm sorry.
Is there a way to copy the database, or like
this amount of information would require you to actually have
like a room of
you need to haul a server of your own in order to do it.
Right. Is there anything that is there any way to keep this information with us, like the last simulation, like copy a bit of it?
No,
Or like the data.
it's way too much data.
It's too much data. Okay.
So what do you do? Are you going to take the opportunity here to rerun the simulation and see what the outcome would be today? Or are you going to attempt to move on?
Oh, no simulation.
Yeah,
He
I'm
could see
afraid
it as
running the
he could see it as an
simulation.
active aggression that we would be trying to figure out a war against.
Not only that, but if the simulation turns to his favor, he may just like skip, steps and just start going.
Yeah. Let's just move on. Even yeah.
So the when you look north, there is a door. It is locked. It is airlocked, and it is maybe a more secure lock than you have ever seen outside of a military lock. It is complex. It is multi-tiered. It is fail-safed. And the thickness of the door around the lock, you think that even if you had industrial laser cutters, even if you had something designed specifically for ship breaking, it'd still take you hours, if not days, to get through this lock, to get through this door.
Then we're at a point of going, I guess, back through the inspection booths and going north through that door.
Now, you could, if you wanted to, Trigger, you certainly could attempt to open it.
You said there's a failsafe, though.
If you fuck up the lock, it won't open. Like there's no way.
But it won't alert anything. It's not gonna.
No, and it's covered in dust. It looks like nobody has been here.
Okay, yeah, if that's the case, then I'll take a swing at it.
It'll just blow up in your face.
Yeah, do it. I was like, yeah, do it.
That's one way to get off.
If it's the luckiest roll in the world, it might be the best thing ever.
Is it normal or?
It will be a normal roll.
Okay. Intellect on this one?
It will be intellect.
And any modifiers?
No. Well, that's one way to do it.
Nice.
You may wish you hadn't.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
When you open the lock,
you guys remember this was here, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were told this was here.
I know.
Sitting in the middle of the room is a nuclear warhead. It is in a room that would take you an hour to traverse. It covers most of the room like a giant bulbous, just disgusting thing. There are bundles of cables that form a net around it. And sitting on the top is a young woman who is muttering to herself.
Is she glowy and blue, or does she look like a person?
She is slightly flickering. She is sitting cross-legged on top of the warhead.
Is there any glimpse of what she's saying? Like anything? Just so quiet you can't hear it so far away.
She if you focus and you listen, you hear her muttering to herself. It says, "A king is crowned, and I am but a jester in the court of the Silicon Monarch, a mere fleeting thing, dead and living, a wasted chance, a wasted chance."
Hmm. Interesting.
I turned to Trigger and I asked him, like, what do you think about deactivating a nuclear warhead?
I know if I fuck up, we all fuck up.
Thinking this nuclear warhead may be what we need to get rid of the monarch.
No, taking it away from him takes away a lot of his claws.
Or setting it off right here takes away everything.
I'm not ready to die yet, y'all.
No, I'm just saying we need to find an exit first, but
Go north
there
through
was an
north through
exit.
inspection.
When you turn around, the woman is standing behind you.
Oh, hello.
She goes, "If you take a shot at the king, you best not miss."
That's the goal.
That's why we're checking our aim.
She bows
Chest roll.
very, very
Over the
flourish,
top.
very, very over the top, very. She looks at you, and when she stands up, you realize that she has no eyes. Where there would have been eyes are completely caved out, and blood, or what would have been blood,
Mm-hmm.
runs down her face. She smiles. She says, "I will help you kill the king."
What's your motivation for wanting the king dead? How has he wronged you?
She
I
looks up.
look at you.
She looks up at the warhead. She says, "Little tin god on a little tin throne. Saw it too late. Did too little."
And you want to do more.
She gets a maniacal grin on her face. She says, "No more gods, no more masters, no more gods, no kings."
Kindred spirits, indeed.
No arguments with that.
Buddy, we're almost, you guys know we're so close. Don't you dare stop. Don't you start. This one's over here playing the cardboard boxes.
So this ghost.
Yeah, if God's protected, I wouldn't be in this goddamn bell. So, yeah, I'm all for death of the gods.
Is there
How can
a
we
heart
help
to
you?
this? Yeah. How may we help? Is there a heart to pluck out of this thing?
She looks at the bomb. She holds her hands out and frames up in her hands, and behind what she's framing you see a computer monitor. On it there is a status indicator that indicates that the warhead is deactivated. She looks at her hands and she says, "Need the book. Had a book. Need the book." She looks at you. She says, "Find my book."
Where is it we just picked up books from?
Yeah, Martha, you're muted.
We're in
Yeah, we just picked
What
up.
music
is-
room
what
had
is your-
books, right?
Yeah. What does your book look like? What does it say?
She kind of dances close, like getting in your face. She says, "It's my book. No book like it. My book."
What was the title?
How do we recognize it?
She's my book.
Who are you, my love?
She looks back at
Who
the
are you,
bomb.
dear?
She very sadly says, "Rezo. I was Rezo."
Okay, if you want your book, we need to know something about it.
Does it have a color on the cover? Or your name?
She,
Okay, no. You want me to come feed you? You're gonna
the
have to
video
wait.
of her seems to
Angrily accepting cuddles. and stuff.
rewind, going through all of the motions until she's sitting back on top of the bomb.
Doesn't seem like necessarily an angry ghost at this point. She's at the beginning of her loop. It might be the time to get out of here.
Yeah, let's back out.
Go north through inspection.
Did we grab any of the books that were there?
You said you grabbed the one that was about the monarch.
Yeah, pamphlets. I grabbed pamphlets because
Oh,
they
that
were
was
easy to carry.
Okay, okay.
Knox said there was a bunch of books that were like biblical and like it looked like a bunch of like religious books and like spiritual texts, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I kind of would have skimmed over it.
No, those are exactly what I said they were. Those are all Bibles and religious texts.
Okay.
Right.
And
So yeah. So now
So-
we know her name is Reza.
Renzo.
Renzo.
So,
Okay.
okay. I heard Reza too. Okay. Renzo.
So when you back out, do you lock the door on your way out?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So backing out, you head into war studies. You head back into the inspection booths.
Go
And
north.
then you wanted to head north from there.
Yep.
You like this? Okay.
When you open that door and you head down a very, very short hall, there is a this looks like it would have been someplace where somebody held meetings or held
Classrooms or workshops.
yeah there are rows and rows of comfortable seats that are before a screen.
Not on the
Screen-
desk.
The screen is dead and blank. The dusty terminals, all of these terminals are just covered in thick clouds of dust. There are old digital cloud bank training manuals. The date on the cover gives it away that these are decades old. And
Any of these manuals have names in them?
No, these, in fact, most of these, examining them, they don't have names or any sort of indication that there's for anyone at all.
Okay.
There is still power going to this room. The computers that are at each of the tables are still semi-active.
Mm.
And the computer that is at the front of the room that is attached to the big screen is also active.
I put my arm out and like Vanna White, be like, trigger.
I don't have computers.
I mean, with engineering, I figure you'd be able to like. Maybe I'm stretching.
I mean, I have mechanical repair, which leads into my engineering. Because engineering it can be an offshoot of computers. But I don't have a computer.
Nope, neither do I.
Not here either. I can shoot it for you if you want.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I got firearms. I can put a hole in something for you. It's this. But unless there's some way of, skirting that engineering, that's about the closest I've got.
Now, let me shoot it. Hold on. Back up.
So what are you going to do now? There is behind the screen at the very top of the room. Excuse me. There is another heavily locked door that is similar to the one.
Yeah, I'll try to unlock it.
All right. Same roll.
Damn.
Jeez. Nice. It's my night tonight, baby.
The door opens and there is a short hallway that leads between the two rooms. When you get to the next room, there is a databank that has input out cables and output cables that lead to a chair that you could sit somebody down in. It looks very similar. For those who are listening, those who are watching, if you've ever seen The Winter Soldier, what they put
that cube room,
Bucky, the thing that they put around Bucky's head, it looks pretty similar to that.
And what's the condition of the room? Is it dusty like all the others, or does this look like this has been used recently?
This is much cleaner. This looks like it has been maybe used not terribly recently, but certainly much, much, much more recently than some of the previous rooms that you've been in. And
anything of interest other than the computer?
So a couple things. It is really obvious that the locked door from the seminar room was intended to lock things from getting in here rather than the other way around. The lock on the outside of the seminar room leading in here is remarkably easy to manipulate to get back. There is a door heading north. There are computer banks here. There's information that you think that you could glean out of it, but you would need to, just taking a quick glance at it, you would need to have something in either a degree in psychology or something to that effect in order to be able to properly ascertain exactly what is going on here.
I have psychology.
You do have psychology?
Yeah.
Well, going through the files and going through it, you realize that there is, what this equipment will do will be that it takes any android and will rewrite that android's personality with whatever is being piped into it. It can be forced on androids that are unwilling, and there is a somewhat of a small chance to resist it, that it won't implant, but it is a small chance. Otherwise, this is basically a forced memory wipe and start over with the new personality. The more insidious part about it, if that wasn't enough, there is a hidden
Westworld.
there is a hidden personality template that is embedded into each one of these, that is triggered by images, phrases, and sounds. So literally just like the Winter Soldier. Once that has been unlocked, each of these individual personalities is trained in all manner of espionage tactics, science, chemistry, torture, and above all else, they are fanatically loyal to Monarch.
Of course.
You're muted.
Is there data showing what these words, sounds, images are?
It's completely different for every
It's
single time.
randomized?
It's completely
Okay.
randomized.
And there's no track, like there's no there's no record of it, of what it is for each.
Not from here.
Okay. Are there files and notebooks and stuff like around me?
No.
Okay.
No, it looks like this could be completely automated. In fact, you're pretty sure from what you see looking around that the only thing that would be required would be for someone to basically put the android into the chair. Once the android is in the chair, it's an automated.
It's an auto mode. Like, yeah. Okay. I said we could, like, okay. I note all of this down and keep going forward.
So, you continue heading north.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you head into the next room, it is a literal rack of androids in a gradient of skin tones going from lightest to darkest. It is 10 wide by 10 deep, 10 long, and there are 10 racks of them. They are all completely naked. And as you look at them, just glancing at them, you can identify people. Presidents, senators, actors, producers, musicians, famous people, influential people, powerful people.
Well, shit.
All on the rack.
As long as they're not active right now, I just say we pass through here as quickly as possible. We want to go north or we want to go east?
I guess the east.
Okay. Let's round a bit.
I like skirting walls.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Most Marines do.
Yep.
When you open the next door, you are so happy you could almost scream. On one side, there is a airlock. This is, compared to the normal place that you come in on the first floor, is incredibly tiny. The entryway into it is very narrow. It is designed in such a way that when you look through the airlock, you're not even looking directly out into space. You're looking into kind of like a shaft that goes down and out. This is perfectly hidden. It looks like the outside of it, you can tell, is made to look like a ventilation shaft. This is almost certainly not supposed to be known.
But do we think Arcady can get in here to get us out?
You would certainly believe he could, and even if he couldn't, there are dozens of microcraft in here.
What?
But will we be worried that taking one of these craft out is going to get us hit by the blockade?
Not if we don't try to cross the blockade. If we still
Yeah, not if we go straight back to the bell.
to the bell.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
we
do
have
any
a-
of us have piloting?
I don't. I know that for a fact.
The best we can do is try to use our radios and see if we can't get Arcady.
You can, however, while you're here, all of the craft are open. You can look inside of them. You can
Oh
investigate.
yeah,
let's go
yeah. Well,
exploring.
totally. I mean, because it's going to take him like a little bit to get here anyway. So best to make contact first and then go snooping around.
So when you look into each of them, there are a couple things that immediately become apparent. One, they're all copies. Every single one of these is carrying something on it, some bit of information. But what that information is sealed and secret. However, every single one of them is also autopiloted. Once it's turned on, the route shows a course that goes between multiple occupied systems well outside of the blockade. Each of these routes takes approximately 2 years to complete. And once it's completed, these microships will then self-destruct at the nearest gas giant. So they are completely hidden. It is like they never existed.
Yeah, make sure to get that on my HUD, my body cam.
So,
Anything of interest or or of value within them?
the only thing that is noteworthy is that the ships themselves are really not large enough for more than 1 or 2 people each. They are indeed microcraft.
Micro being important. Got it.
So, what do you do now?
So
Listen,
this is a
I'd
micro
be-
hangar. Somebody can actually literally like come in here.
Yes.
Okay. Like fly
On
in.
the bell.
So you call for Arcady.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
when you message Arcady, the radio picks up immediately. Is Arcady here? He says, "Who is calling me?"
Well, this is
Cupcake?
this is Trigger and Cupcake and Dr. Cito and yeah, we could use a pickup, my man.
He goes, "Sweet Jesus. Do you know how long you have been there?
Not a fucking clue, but too damn long.
It has been
Get
almost
us
a
out of
week."
here.
Weak shit.
Please get us out of here as soon as possible. We are so
Jesus.
ready to leave.
We've come across a micro hangar I'm not sure you're aware of.
He says, "I am looking at where the signal is coming from. You are apparently on the 5th floor."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I will be there as soon as I can."
Fantastic.
He says, "You do not have any strays that you are carrying."
No.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely no strays.
He says, "It will take me a moment to get there. If
course.
you can find someplace safe to hide, I would recommend you do that."
I mean, I say we just foam the 10-4. Just tell him 10-4. I'm gonna go ahead and foam the door behind us after Trigger locks it again.
Oop, are we going to be able to get back through it if we do that?
I say let that alone. If all we have to do is, hide behind one of these microcrafts for long enough for him to come get us, I say leave it as another
Yeah,
access
just make
point.
sure. Let's just make sure that it's locked.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So from here, you have a couple options. One, you could indeed leave it and stay in there and try to hide, or you could, again, he's told you that he's going to be a minute, so you still have opportunities to explore nearby areas still.
Yeah, that north door.
From infiltrator android storage.
I get a bad feeling, y'all, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we're
now
just
that
gonna
we
camp
open-
out by the micro hangar, and now we know a new like exit and entrance that we can like go in and out of. So
Yeah, I think we should get out. I don't know.
So it takes a somewhat longer time period than you're used to. Normally, when you go to signal him from first floor, he's there within 10 or 15 minutes. It's almost 2 hours later when he finally shows up and docks. When he docks and the doors open, he has a big smile on his face. And he's holding a assault rifle in his hand. He looks at you and he kind of squints his eyes. He says, "It really is you."
yeah. You want a bioscan or something, my man? Come on.
I offer him the bioscanner. It's like you can use it if you want.
He looks at it kind of suspiciously. He says, No, I think that you are indeed these people who I knew." He says, Come," and he steps
Thank you.
back.
We bolt. I bolt.
Get all our gear on. Let's go.
He closes the door and looks back at the three of you again. And then as you exit, you are heading away from the deep. And it is a completely different perspective than you've seen before looking out the windows. The trip back to the Bell is also longer. But as you land and the umbilical extends and you exit out and into the Acheron to where Noriko's LED candles dance like little starlights. You have never been happier to see this little spaceship.
Or this map. As soon as this map showed up, I was like, ooh, home. Although it's not home, but it's home.
We're out. We got out. We got out. Holy shit. We went all the way through the butthole and we got out.
Oh, Lord.
Arcady smiles and says, "I am sure that I want to hear all about your travels and the things that you have found over this last week. I am sure that Noriko would also be interested." Says, "But I think that perhaps you need to sleep."
I think perhaps you are very correct.
And with that, our divers plumbed the depths of the deep and escaped back home and lived to say another day. With that, our session, though certainly not our story, has concluded.
Ooh.
Nice. Awesome. Leveling up.
I think I'm a ways from leveling. I'll get some XP, but I don't think. Yeah, my next level is at 50. So yeah, I won't level tonight.
Trigger is at level 3 now. So leveling up.
Okay, so what's the first thing I can do?
So when you level up, you can either improve a stat by 5 and another by 3, or improve 2 saves by 4 each.
Dr. Marla, you also leveled?
Yes. So that means, what were you saying?
You can either improve 1 stat by 5 and another by 3, or improve 2 saves by 4 each.
Okay, I put 4 into sanity and 4 into fear.
Those are saves, though. So if you're doing
What?
saves,
Stats are strength.
okay, you're right. No,
speed,
you're right.
Yeah.
intellect.
Okay,
Saves
sorry.
are sanity, fear, body armor.
And then under skills, what can we do?
You get 2 skill points.
I thought I had some left over from last time, but it says 0. Okay.
So wait, you said we can either level 4 for a fear save? And
You can do two saves by 4 each, or improve 1 stat by 5 and another stat by 3.
Trigger, Dr. Marla.
hmm,
Do you remember how I told you that Cupcake had spent so much time in the deep that his empathy for androids had increased, and any time that he saw one die, he gained 1 stress?
hmm.
You have both also now have this malady.
We are starting to connect with androids. I see.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
increase.
can't decide between cybernetics and robotic.
So you either have to do like you either have to do saves or stats. You can't do a
Correct.
save and a stat.
Right.
Okay.
Stats or saves.
And it's
The
two
one
Okay.
thing-
2 points to put into mastery.
So it's 1 point for the first column, 2 points for the second column, 3 points for the third column.
Okay, because I thought I saved my points from the last go round, but it says 0.
If you saved them, then I will assume that you have 2.
And then the 2 from today.
So then you'd have 4.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna do stats. Hey, get out of there.
There's also 1 minor improvement to work on when you're done with stats.
Hey, quit it. My dinner, not yours.
If I put 1 here, then it opens up more stuff here.
We can't do Surfer Boy pizzas anymore.
Well, I didn't figure they'd be around forever.
They're too good. I've eaten a pizza and a half every time.
Okay, so I put 5 points to my speed and 3 to my intellect.
Okay.
And then I have 2 skill points to spend, or do I have leftover from last week? No, I spent them all, I think.
I think I was the only one that leveled last week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2 weeks ago. Because that's how I got to.
Okay, so I put 1 into heavy machinery and 3 into robotics.
Okay.
So that'll put me at 0. And then you said there was one more thing, Zach?
Yeah, there's one other thing. You can either gain 1 resolve, remove 1 phobia or addiction, or heal all stress.
Heal all stress. So that'll put me at 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did it.
And you leveled.
Wait, what's
Do
going
we
on?
also heal?
No, you have to. Healing is something you have to do. Like that's a.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, so I just did the stats. Now I'm on skill point. What do we have to do after skill point?
After you've done your 2 skill points, then you do pick 1 minor improvement. You gain 1 resolve, remove 1 phobia or addiction, or heal all your stress. 2, or basically bring it down to 2.
I'm going to heal my stress to 2. And then I'm going to pick a couple, 2 skill points at.
Is the android thing where the androids die, I get stressed, is that considered a phobia or addiction?
No.
No, that's just a
But
trait.
is that just like another stress and panic?
That adds to your stress.
It's a source of stress.
Yeah, so that's another stress and panic. Like whenever a scientist fails a sanity save, now we have whenever an android is hurt.
Yeah, whenever you see an android die, you gain 1 stress.
Damn.
I'm gonna add that to my
I would-
stress and panic.
I would highly recommend not doing anything like butchering an entire room full of infiltrator androids.
Yeah, that's why I refrained from the android standing by the door. I was just like, yeah.
Back away
I can get-
slowly. Back away
I
slowly.
can get 1 XP for each one of these guys I can kill, but I'm also going to gain 1 stress for it too. Ugh.
This seems like an excellent way
1
to make
stress.
sure that I go fucking nuts here in about 2 minutes.
Right.
And I'm just gonna figure out my last points that I think I have 2, right? Hmm.
Everybody out there in Twitch chat, what did we think about tonight's session? Feedback.
We're free. We're free.
Mhm.
Phobia. No, that's considered love.
I'm gonna add a point in first aid and a point in computers. There we go. We're good. So I don't think I should have any extra skill points. You can just sit on those, right?
Yeah, you can bank them. In fact, that's what I did last week when I got mine too.
Actually, then I'm only gonna spend 1, I think. Keep 1 on the book and spend 1 today.
If you get rim-wise, it makes you great at rim chops.
Jesus Christ.
we're going to change that to 1, and I'm going to lose 1 skill. Yes. Nah, screw it. We're good. I'm good. I'm good with no points.
Okay.
I spent them just like I do my money. We're good. Dunzo! Oh, do we have a full list of all the things that we gathered before the 2 sessions ago? Like when we were looking for like the list of things that we have?
It might be on the other character's character sheet.
It's actually I
No,
don't
this
know.
was us.
This was the actual like the things on the
This was the
list.
beginning. Like
Yeah, hold
this
on.
was the beginning. Like Carr sent me with a list of stuff.
Oh, that list.
Yeah, that list. And
The
we were like
lookout
searching
list.
for like the first floor for all these things, and we found a couple of them, but I just don't remember what.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember we picked up a couple things just to be like a red herring for what we were actually like trying to find. So like whatever was like next to the thing we found, we would like grab.
I don't recall. I
know we found a razor.
Like you guys found the electric razor, the pens, and the
ink.
And I think the
Yeah, ink. Any toys with like springs or anything?
no, nothing like that.
Okay. Rubber bands.
No, you didn't find anything. Like that.
And needles. Did we find any needles or med gear?
No. Now you could probably pull apart some of your med kit if you wanted to destroy it to get that stuff, but
yeah, or somebody else's med kit or whatever we have on the ship, since we're going home and we can like. Oh, and also I was gonna.
Oh, we also found
micro.
We also found micro cassette tapes.
Yes, micro cassette tapes.
We found micro cassette tapes, ink, pens, and an electric shaver. And then we also found a thing of vac suit repair gel.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find anything else?
I'm looking.
Horrors beyond belief. I think we found.
I'm not seeing anything else. At least not the stuff that we'd already divvied out.
And then we got something out of the backpacks too, from the guy that we pulled out of the gears.
A revolver.
And I thought other stuff too.
And an electronic toolkit.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna have to add that to our gear next time.
Yeah, you would grab the revolver because you didn't have a gun at the time, so. Because me and Trigger both had. Me and Trigger both
so that means I actually do have a gun. I forgot about that shit.
I found it wedged between my butt cheeks.
Which were clenched so tightly.
I forgot it was there.
Well, I certainly had fun tonight, you guys.
So much fun.
I hope everybody in Twitch land did as well. If you've been joining us tonight and you're not following yet, please consider it. We do role-playing on Monday nights and Thursdays. Mondays are Vampire the Masquerade. We have a lot of fun with that. And, of course, if you can sub, it's always super appreciated. It helps support the stream. So, everybody, have a fantastic night. We will see you, or I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time for Jackbox Games. Super fun. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.